There is something that you might be doing right now that is sabotaging your efforts to improve your body image, and that is avoiding your reflection. Now, it makes sense, right? Like when we see ourselves from a different angle, or we start and we don't like what we see, or we look in the mirror and we start picking ourselves apart one thing at a time, and it ends up being a domino effect. I mean, you could definitely come to the conclusion that, hey, you know what? Like, I don't really want to look at myself. I want to hide myself. I don't want to see any of this. But by doing that, you're you're actually avoiding the solution. And the solution is doing the opposite of what you've been conditioned to do in front of the mirror, which is, instead of looking and seeing your reflection and tearing yourself down, you start building yourself up. And the thing is, every body is different. Our bodies are different, and the things that make us unique are the things that we should love the most. I have cerebral palsy. It impacts the vast majority of my body. About 80% of my body is impacted very noticeably by a physical disability. And I appreciate my body for what it does. I like what I see. I had to train myself to really start thinking that way, and I don't feel that way all the time, but I give myself permission. I say 85% of the time I want to be in this headspace where I can, really be operating from a very calm, supportive, loving approach towards myself, and of course, because I'm living from the inside out, towards the world at large. But it does take work and it does take practice. But avoiding it, it's keeping you from appreciating who you are. And that, like, it's very frustrating because we've seen different the body standards, right? They change over time. Like, you can remember, it was one thing when you were a kid, like a little kid. It was one thing when you were a teenager, one thing in your 20s, and so on. Like, it constantly, like, it's always changing. And when executives are sitting around boardrooms trying to decide, well, what's the look and the aesthetic that we want to push out right now, that's like what we need to think about, these stuffy, crusty people sitting in boardrooms. I hope they really embrace and love their stuffiness and their crustiness, because it's, for them, right? um, but, like, we need to think about this when we're feeling insecure about our appearance. Who set this there? And then, like, if there are people in our that have been part of our day-to-day life that criticized our appearance, that's awful. If you're listening on the podcast feed right now, I just made a disgusted face, because, like, who is anybody to critique someone else's body, especially someone that is close to them? It's crazy stuff, man. But, like, where it all has to start is we have to be able to appreciate ourselves, and that takes practice. And when I say appreciate yourself from the inside out, how you feel about yourself on the inside is going to drive. That's why you do the actions you do that lead to the results on the outside in health, fitness, and in other areas of life. So the answer is don't avoid the mirror. And when you see the side glance and you kind of, like, you have a moment there. It's a very small window, and you don't even notice it because it happens really fast. But you got the time to just be like, I like what I see, and start building it up. When somebody else takes the picture, be like, you know what? I should take more pictures at this angle. Start really appreciating and loving yourself from the inside out. It makes all the difference with this stuff. So much of fitness and weight loss is the mental game, and this is the mental tug of war that you absolutely can get the upper hand on. So that is what I have for you. If you're listening onto the podcast and you're still here, welcome and thank you. If you like what you're hearing, please go ahead and subscribe. Once you've subscribed, please rate and review wherever it is that you're listening, and then share this episode with somebody else that you think would benefit from hearing it. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. you're brand new. Welcome back, right? If you like what you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe and then share the video with somebody else that you think would benefit from seeing it. YouTube is also probably telling you right now that they think you would like this video. So go ahead and check that out. Don't spend too much time going down the rabbit hole though. Seriously, like, connect with yourself, stand in front of a mirror, take the inside out challenge, work to appreciate yourself. That's what I have for you. So thank you as always for listening and watching, and I'll talk to you again real soon.